Hello everybody and welcome to another Wednesday Wow on the Jensory YouTube channel with me, Jen. It's our space theme this week and today we are using balloons to create a mini solar system to have a really lovely sensory time. So I will put the resource list up on the screen now and then we'll start having lots of fun. Now I love balloons. They are so great to use for so many different sensory things. You can fill them with lots of different things and create all kinds of effects, and that's essentially what we're going to do today. Now I've got a balloon that's going to represent each one of the planets, and what I've done is use the properties of those planets to just influence the creativity behind it. And I just want to emphasise that at no point in this really are we anticipating or expecting our children or our learners to know anything about the planets. That's not the point. There's literally just an inspiration more for me than it is for them. It's just to give them a really lovely sensory time with a nice theme to it. Now that being said, if you do have learners that are actually at that level where they're interested in the planets and interested in outer space, this is a really great conversation starter and vocabulary builder, because actually you can get to know all of the planets and talk to them about it. You can even have a little book set out with it all about the planets and listen to the music and find out more about the biggest planet and the smallest planet. So actually it's a really great one for a really big range of different learners. So as with most of the Jensory activities, it's about knowing your learner and knowing how you want to interact with them. Fundamentally, however, we want this activity to be a really nice one-to-one sensory wow-based experience for you and your child, or you and your learner. Now on the resource list I've put Holst, the Planet's Feet down, and that's a body of classical music all about the planets. So there's one for each of the planets. So as you're experiencing the balloons and actually working with your learner or child with them, it would be really nice to have each one on in the background as an extra multi-sensory dynamic to what you're doing. Now I have mentioned before about overstimulation and us thinking that multi-sensory means doing all the senses at the same time, and it really doesn't. So just be aware that if you've got the music on in the background and you're experiencing the tactile play of the balloons, it might not necessarily be that your learner is at that developmental age yet where they can do and listen at the same time. So that's actually quite a high level skill. So be aware that they might just want to zone into the music for a bit and then go back to the balloon, or just zone into the balloon for a bit and forget about the music. So to actually have that joint attention of both does take quite a long time. So actually just be aware, if you are going to use them simultaneously, that your learner might need time to just focus on one or the other. Okay, so in my hamper I've got a different balloon for each planet. So for Mercury I've gone for small. I could have gone for hearts, but there's a reason why I haven't, which we'll find out in a minute. And this is just a really nice thing for your learner to just hold in their hands. We rarely get small balloons. Obviously a lot of children and learners are probably quite used to big balloons, so it's actually just a really nice experience to just hold and feel it in their hands and learn about their bodies and making things small. Now Venus is the one that I filled with really hot water. This is actually really quite hot to the touch, and it's a really nice sensation to just hold in your hands. Adding water into the balloon as well will give it a different weight. So again, we're talking about getting used to our bodies, understanding where our hands are, and your learner just holding it and feeling the difference in weight, perhaps between that one and the Mercury one. That's actually a really nice comparison activity. For Earth, I've got a green balloon. I painted it a little bit with blue purely for my own aesthetic pleasure. And I've got my water spray here because I'm just going to cover it in water vapour for the atmosphere. And again, that's going to be another little sensory experience. For Mars, I'm going to use my red balloon because obviously it's a red planet, and I've got my trusty aurora light here, which I'm just going to illuminate like that. That will work with any torch, however. This is good because it's obviously got a red light on it, so I can make it even more red than it already is. But if you shine any torch underneath it and do a little bit of visual tracking with your learner, that would be really cool as well. Now for Saturn, I have filled this with a few lentils. If you've got some rice or pasta, the same thing will apply and it'll work just as well. I will show you what it does in a minute. I've literally just put a bit of card around it because you can't have Saturn without a ring. But actually, on Saturn there's loads and loads of hurricanes and storms, so that was the inspiration for this planet. So what I'm going to do is just whiz it round, because this is going to be a really nice visual and auditory stimulus for your learner. Okay, so just have a listen. I'm always quite mesmerised by how much sound you get out of literally just putting a few things inside a balloon. For our big Jupiter planet, I've literally just gone for a really oversized balloon here. What you can do is get your learner to put their hands on the balloon as you inflate it. So if you inflate it just a little bit and then keep inflating it just so they can feel it getting bigger, that's a really nice experience for your learner. So for Uranus, I've literally just filled this with ice, so it's super cold to the touch. You can put ice inside it so it rattles in the same way as the Saturn one did, or you can actually just put it in the freezer and have a lovely ice balloon, which will be super cold to the touch. I forgot to do that, so mine's got ice inside, but I'd probably recommend putting it in the freezer if you want a really sensory experience. And for Neptune, I've literally just filled this with really cold water, so you've got that weight again, and you've got a really nice squeezy kind of water balloon as well. So, but it's going to feel really different to the Venus hot balloon as well. So you could even do, again, a little bit of compare and contrast with those. So there it is, our planet themed balloon box full of lots of lovely wow experiences and sensory wonder. Have loads of fun with it. It's a really simple one that just uses such a basic but such a sensory resource that I hope you've got easily accessible at home. So I'll see you on Friday for a really nice space-themed Friday sing-along, all about going to the moon and having lots of fun. But until then, please do subscribe as well, and like the video just down here, because the more engagement we get, the more learners I can reach, and that's what this is all about. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care, everybody. Bye.